Good morning, Facebook. Welcome to the Digital Coffee. What do you think of my singing? Hello and welcome to the Digital Coffee. That is your weekly dose of Facebook, of social media and digital marketing news for small business. Thank you for joining me. If this is your first time, my name is Amanda Webb and I'm here to talk you through the latest news in social media. Hi Kate, you just missed my singing. I sang. I'm kind of pleased with myself. And I have that Friday feeling today. Who else has that Friday feeling? I have the Friday feeling. And also I'm celebrating because those of you who follow my blog and such like will know I've had virtually no voice for almost 2 weeks. And listen, I'm almost legible. I'm so excited. Thank you for joining me. Let's have a quick look at what's on the board this week. Sing again. No, you're going to have to rewind once I've finished. Okay, we've got Snapchat news, we've got Pinterest news, we've got like loads of Facebook news, we've got some Instagram news. I only just made room for him there in the top. Thank you whoever just gave me a thumbs up. Thumbs up to you too. Lots of news there, but hi Naomi, thanks for joining. Can you see there is something missing from this week's board? I think it is the first week in as long as I can remember that there's not been a Twitter bird up there. No Twitter news this week. But there is lots of interesting news. I'm sure we're going to bump it out with there's so much from Snapchat, I swear. It's kind of some really interesting stuff from Snapchat. Thanks, Naomi. It's not quite there, but definitely I know I'm going to have it back, which is good. Because I'm going to a wedding this weekend and I thought it's going to be ruined if I can't just natter along to people. Right, so what are you drinking? Again, if you're joining us for the first time, we tend to grab a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, a cup of hot chocolate. Maybe if you're on a different time zone, you have something a little bit stronger. I'm with the coffee. I've had 2 cups of tea and this is my coffee. Let me know what you're drinking. And seeing as I have Naomi and Kate on, I do have a favour to ask you because I know the postman is going to arrive when I'm here and I'm waiting for a registered parcel. If he comes, I want you to talk amongst yourselves so anyone that joins us won't notice. You've got tea, Kate. Very traditional indeed. Right, let me grab my notes and we shall begin. I'm still here. Hello, Eleanor. How are you? Thank you for joining. You all missed my singing. It may be a good thing that you missed my singing. I don't know. I just think, when you've got a voice like this, you should use it to sound all jazzy. Okay, so let's start with the first bit of Facebook news. First bit of Facebook news, let's have a look at the Facebook icon, is that Facebook are trialing something new in the news feed for users called Facebook Topics. And Facebook Topics will be kind of at the top of your feed. And it will be like, you're drinking water, Eleanor. I also, just in case my voice doesn't last, I've also got a lot of water. So topics will be a unit. I'm going to show you a screen grab in a minute. It'll be a unit at the top of your screen when you log into your personal Facebook account that shows you topics you might be interested in. And you can subscribe to those topics rather than subscribing to a page or subscribing to a user. The idea is that you will get varied articles relating to those topics. So instead of just getting, say, if you choose a specific newspaper in Ireland here, you might be an independent reader, you might be Irish Times. Thanks, Emma, for joining. You've got a big coffee. I had a big coffee too. Phew, postman's just gone straight by. 1 week it will happen that I have to go and talk to the postman. Now, these will be right at the top, so you will be getting a full view. So you're going to get articles, not just from the Irish Times or the Irish Independent, whichever you subscribe to, but both of those and lots of other places as well. So it will stop us. I think the idea is it'll burst our bubbles. We all know we're living in these filter bubbles out of the people that we've chosen to follow, and this could break it. Will it break it though? I was wondering, are we not just subscribing to the topics that interest us? I'm almost embarrassed. I am actually embarrassed to tell you about this, but I'm going to tell you it anyway. For about the last year, I've tried to stay away from politics because, it's not like I do keep an eye on what's going on in general, but I'm trying not to get upset or you know, just like involve it too much in my life, because it's just, you know, it's very stressful. It's not good for business either. This morning I looked at an article and it said the Taoiseach, and again, for those of you that are from outside Ireland, that's like the second in charge of government in Ireland, said the Taoiseach had said something, and I realised that I didn't know who the Taoiseach was. I'm going to do that. Actually, this is the thing for that. That is disgraceful that I don't know that. So I think there has to be some sort of happy medium between the two, between kind of blocking it out. And maybe this is the news. If you want to tell me, Emma, Kate, who it is, I'd be really happy. I'd be really happy. And then I'll go, of course, I knew that all the time. I think it's a man. Do I really want to know? I want to know the basic stuff, like who's in charge of the country, Emma. I'm not sure. And I do know what's going on, you know, with all the stuff that's going on, you know, like I know the election result in France, but I think there's some basics we have to know. I think, you know, you see those vox pops that they do out on the street with people, and they don't know who's in charge of the country, and it's always a little bit sad. I do think I need to find out a happy medium between being completely involved and not being involved at all. But there you go. This might help. Maybe. So this is what it's going to look like. You can see at the top of the feed there, you'll have like your topics. So there's horror movies, and then you can click in and you can subscribe to horror movies, and then you'll get stuff. So you can follow the horror movie feed, not the who's Taoiseach of the country. I'm thinking you guys don't know either, because nobody's telling me. Kate, Naomi must know. She's my smart friend. And then you can see all the different sources that you're going to get. So there's lots of topics, you know, and it's going to be from all areas of the internet. So you're not going to be like in your little bubble anymore. It's going to be good. I also think this could be good for us as publishers. So anyone that's a blogger out there, let's call ourselves publishers for now, because that means that we might start appearing in these topics. So when somebody wants to know about science or science for kids or pets, for example, just picking on two people I know that are watching, you know, that you're going to start appearing in this feed. So it might not be your page, but it'd be good stories from your website. So it could be really good for us as publishers. Yet another reason to blog. If you're not blogging yet, you should be. No, look, I'm going to say this now. Nobody knows who the Taoiseach is. Gonna have to Google that once I finish. Right, on to my next bit of news. That's half a song there. Oh, this one's exciting. I forgot to give Facebook a thumbs up, didn't I? That's a thumbs up for Facebook topics. I'm glad to see they're thinking creatively about how they can combat fake news. Right, here we go. Instagram. It's a really tiny logo. I hate drawing it, but Instagram news, you know this. I'm sure you've come across this. Big Instagram news this week. You can now, so the thing about Instagram first up was it was always a mobile app. You had to post everything via the app. Initially, there was no website at all. Everything was on the app, and you had to post on the app, and you had to and then over the years they moved to a web site, but you still couldn't post via that website. You still had to post via the app. That's the thing that had to happen. It's always been mobile. You could interact with people, which was handy if you wanted to leave long comments and you're a rubbish typer on the phone like I am. That's become really useful. I don't use it that much. I still tend to revert to the mobile version. But this week they have launched a mobile web version of Instagram. You have to Google it too. I love it. For anyone that's not watching live there, Naomi doesn't know either. Emma hasn't told me, so I'm guessing she doesn't know. Kate, looking at you, who's the Taoiseach? This is really funny. Oh my God, we're living in a social media bubble. Okay. So now they've launched a mobile web version of Instagram. It's not the full experience that you get on the app, but you can access it through the web. So if you go to instagram.com on your phone, it has to be on a mobile device. You can access it, and I'm going to show you a bit what it looks like, because I even posted a photo from it today. Now, it doesn't have like all the cool functions. So you can't do stories, for example. That's not an option there. You can't do a boomerang. Kate doesn't know either. I feel a little bit better now. I thought I was admitting something really awful. Okay. Francis Fitzgerald, according to Google, thanks Tony. And I thought it was a man, and that's Francis with a girl's name. Oh dear. Okay. I don't even know who she is or what party she represents. That's terrible. Okay. Maybe I need to be a bit more, maybe we all need to be a bit more connected. Maybe I'll throw in a bit of politics into next week's show. Okay, you can't do the albums that you can do. You can't do the boomerangs, you can't do stories, but you can upload photos. And this is a first from Instagram. They did roll out kind of a Windows app recently. You thought it was a man too, yeah. I thought after Joan Burton. Okay, she doesn't get much popularity, as much coverage as our Joan. She doesn't have that Joan Burton voice. So this is what it looks like. So I don't know what Instagram looks like, to be honest, on an Android. But on an iPhone, those symbols at the top would be at the bottom. So things like you can see the button there for uploading a photograph. It's all a little bit weird looking. And at the bottom there, you can see, well, one of the things I found was really cool, or it's really hard to get this onto the screen, is that you can take a photo, you can upload from your photo library. But if you go to that More button, you can actually connect it to Dropbox. So I can upload stuff directly from Dropbox through the web onto Instagram, which I cannot do through the mobile app, or as far as I know, I can't do that through the mobile app. I haven't found a way to do that, which is great because I do use Dropbox to transfer stuff over from my computer into Instagram so that I have that there for full of my photos. I think that's kind of cool. Now, yeah, I know. Ooh, exactly. My thoughts exactly. Now, that's great because you can now post to Instagram from the web, even from the mobile. You don't need the app. So if you're short on storage on your phone, it's going to be really good for that. If you've got like a rubbish phone, it's going to be really good for that. But you can't do it from the web, from the desktop. Or can you? There's a hack. There's a hack. There's a hack. You can actually hack your desktop to think it's on the mobile app, and you can now post to Instagram. Don't tell Instagram we know this. From the desktop. I'm going to leave a link to a guy in Irish Bloggers posted an article about this. I'm going to leave a link to that underneath that tells you exactly how to hack it so that you can do this. And I know this is something that you have wanted for a long, long time. So let's give Instagram a big thumbs up. Let's give the guy who wrote that article a big love heart. I want this to be my screen grab for this. Okay, isn't that the best news ever? Do I get excited over silly things? It's particularly good for businesses, I think, because, you know, it's very hard for us to manage Instagram, you know, particularly if there's specific things, you know, the created graphics that we want to go up from there. It's, you know, I think it's brilliant for us. On to the next bit of news, so. Thumbs up for Instagram, absolutely. Well done, Instagram. It's only taken you how many years? Yeah, I know. Right. Next. Is Facebook taking on Netflix? I'm still laughing about Tornister, sorry. Is Facebook taking on Netflix? We know they have pulverized Snapchat. The poor Snapchat. Did you see the earnings report and the shares are losing value and everything? We know they're after Pinterest. Pinterest are putting up a good fight. We know they are after Twitter. Poor Twitter. We know they want to own the internet. They see how popular Netflix is and they go, I want a bit of that action. So Facebook are going to be launching TV shows. They're going to produce television shows and you're going to be able to watch them on Facebook as if it was Netflix, except of course, as far as I can see, they're going to be free. Now, some Americans, Mari Smith was actually showing me this, just a name drop. She was showing me this in at Social Media Summit in Dublin. She was showing me the video tab that she has on her phone app, and you can click there and you can see all the videos from the people you follow and various live videos. For example, this might pop up there. Apparently it's going to appear there. They've got proper producers that have produced TV shows before. It's going to be big. I don't know, though. I don't know. They have launched their TV app as well, so you can now get a Facebook TV app, I think, on Apple TV. I have an Apple TV. I haven't even gone looking. Why would I want a Facebook app? But this does suggest they're going after Netflix in a big way. Unlike Twitter, they're not focusing on live streaming with this. It's going to be properly produced shows. How does that affect us as businesses? Well, I think if we haven't embraced video yet, we know Facebook are sending us a big message, right? We know they want us to be using video. I think now we're going to have to really ramp up our video production. Good news, that course is going to happen. So I am going to be running that course. I'm going to be running it in association with Dorky Creates. A lot happens in a week. I will let you know information about that as I have it. So we really need to focus on video. It's not new, but it is new the way they're looking at it. Could we be the next Facebook stars? I don't know whether to give Facebook a thumbs up. What do you think? I like Netflix. I like Netflix. I don't want Netflix to go away. Thumbs up or thumbs down? Thumbs up or angry face? I know Kate likes my angry face. That was just for her. Other exciting news, before I move on to the next one, is this very Facebook Live on the 23rd of June. I'm just looking at my calendar. Friday the 23rd of June. Put that date in your diary. I am going to be live in the Sage Ireland offices doing a dual broadcast, live to this page and live to the Sage page. I'm really excited, so make sure you don't miss that one. On to the next bit of news. That was my commercial break, by the way. On to the next bit of news. Oh my God, every time I go into Snapchat and look at the, yeah, I'm kind of the same, Naomi. I'm trying to do this for Facebook taking on Netflix. Absolutely. Now, every time Snapchat release something new, I go back to Snapchat and I have a look at it. And I love Snapchat chat again. I have to like pull myself away and make sure I don't look at stuff because I'll be gone for months on end. That's what happened last time. But I tell you what, they've launched some really, really cool tools this week. Has anyone been there this week? I'm putting my hand up like you're going to put your hand up like I'm really looking at you. Give me a thumbs up if you've looked at Snapchat in the last week. Or tell me. Give me a comment. Anything. Update your app. Because if you update your app, first thing is, Kate has, I know Kate has because you saw my picture of the cat. I think you're one of like 3 people who looked at it. That was when I was experimenting with this earlier in the week. The first thing is, did I skip the Pinterest news? I have to come back to that. The first thing is you can, so this is, oh, that's, I'm in the wrong order. You can add kind of, I am on and off with Snapchat, Eleanor, okay. Yeah, I'm trying not to go there. It's just too time consuming. So the first thing is you could always draw on your images on Snapchat, which was kind of cool. Now you can draw with emoji. So I made a little flower emoji and I drew on my cat picture. Kate's already seen this. One of like 3 people, I think, that looked at my snap. That's kind of cool. So I went with that. You can draw. So it's like, you know, it's like a pen, but it's use emojis. So it could be smiley faces. I just thought my cat deserves the flowers. That's what I went with. Next thing that you can do is, you may have noticed on this, they've got like these cool Prisma like filters. So when you hit, I'm trying to see if I can see on the icons there. I can't because I didn't screen grab that. Oh, there it is. So here you go. You see this little paintbrush just here. If you click on that paintbrush, and if you are a Prisma fan, you'll recognise this. Adds paint effects to your images. So I made Chomsky all kind of like in a look more like a painting. It doesn't paint over your emojis, just the original photo, and there's lots of options there, just like you would have on Prisma, which is kind of cool. The next thing you can do, so here's the original picture of my cat. She looks kind of odd there. There you go. Now, keep an eye on those legs, because the next thing you can do is you can erase them. You can erase things out of your image, and it's not perfect, but it's pretty good. So poor Chomsky. Look, there she is. Oh, I'm so bad at holding this up to the screen. There she is with her leg. Oh, what happened to her leg? Isn't that fun? I'd go to Snapchat just to do that. Isn't that such a cool tool? I'm loving this. What else can you do? Boomerang. So, you know, Instagram has Boomerang for a long time now, which are kind of like repeating videos. You can now create those within, or they're not obviously not called boomerangs, but you can create a video that loops back and forwards like a boomerang. Kind of cool. And up until now, you could make it so when you send a photo out, it will last for up to 10 seconds. So whether that's through direct message or whether it's into your Snapchat story. Now you can make it last for infinity. Still only one view on your story. So somebody will sit and watch it, and when they click, it will move on. Or I think you still only get one view in private messages as well. But you can sit staring at it for as long as you want to before you move on. But isn't Snapchat about disappearing images? I know it disappears eventually, but if you can look at it that long, it kind of takes the fun out of it, right? The number of times I had to watch Snapchat stories over and over again to grab like a discount code or something along those lines. Just one moment, because I can hear my voice going. However, and now there's Cat. Chomsky, I'll give you your leg back in a moment, okay? Right, okay, so I'm going to give Snapchat a massive thumbs up for that. Snapchat is definitely the most fun social network out there. It might not be right for all your customers, but I think it's a cool one. What do you think? Definitely the erasing things out of the background. I mean, that's so cool, isn't it? I'm just killing my light as well. I seem to be breaking everything at the moment. We won't even go into that. Okay, I forgot about Pinterest. How could I forget about Pinterest? Now, I don't think there's anyone there that's doing e-commerce. But if you are doing e-commerce, you absolutely 100% must use Pinterest. I can't, she's very shy. Eleanor says, show me Chomsky. She's just outside the door. She won't come in. She's very shy. Chomsky? She's sitting outside the door meowing at me. People want to see you. She's coming now. She doesn't like being picked up. No, she's gone again. She heard me say I was going to pick her up. Right, on to Pinterest. Now, I know Pinterest has been getting really, really smart. This is why I think there's no way Facebook will ever take Pinterest, apart from the fact that they say they're not a social network. So a few weeks ago, even months ago, I showed you this thing. You could take a photo and you could go search the web using what they call Pinterest Lens for something specifically. So it will search within Pinterest, or it will search the web for something that you've got in a photograph. I've got another picture of Chomsky coming up though. I think she hears me talking about her. Maybe that's why she wants to come in. Now, the first thing is, if you have a newish iPhone, or if you have a Android that has a 3D function, which means when you hard press on a button, it kind of like pops out the screen at you. It means you don't have to go into an app to start something. So if you have, I just recently got an iPhone 7, hence the better quality video you generally see. When you hard press the Pinterest icon, you automatically get the option to go to Lens straight away, which means you take a photograph, and Pinterest will search for the things within that photograph for you. So the first thing I searched for was, and I thought this was kind of obscure because it's a picture of my cat's head, Chomsky's head. I have more than one cat. Huxley would never come near the room while I'm in here. I took that and I thought, right, what are you going to find for me? What are you going to find for me, Pinterest? Pictures of cats. Look at that. It found pictures of cats. Just from that, like cat's ears, it identified that as a cat. That's how good it is. Now, you've been able to do this for a while. You've been able to do that one thing for a while. But now, you can take a picture of a room and it will find things on Pinterest that matter. So I took a picture of my kitchen and look at all the things it found. Kitchen cabinets, kitchens, cabinets, appliances, microwaves, ovens, microwave oven. And then you can click on any of those and it'll bring you through to photos, or there's a whole load. No, straight away it starts showing me kitchens. If you're in e-commerce and you have these products and you have photographs of your products on Pinterest and somebody is searching for it, you are going to get found. Pinterest is so cool. Why don't I like it? Why don't I like it? I have to say, I was blown away by this. I mean, they are the smartest company out there, aren't they? So let's give them a big thumbs up. And also, I'd love to give them a thumbs down for their rubbish logo, which I find really impossible to draw every single week. I know I've got Facebook news left. I've still got 5 minutes left. I'm doing well for time this week, even after I forgot who the Tornisher is. Next thing, I won't remember who the Taoiseach is. That'll happen soon when Ender changes. I do know we're changing Taoiseach soon. Not that bad. Okay. The final bit of Facebook news is there's been an algorithm change, which normally strikes fear into the heart of us business owners. What do I mean? I'm sure you know that Facebook has a newsfeed algorithm that defines what people are going to see in their newsfeed. So which ones of the people who like your page will see what's content from you. It's very, very complicated. Whenever they make an update now, or whenever they make a significant update, they tell us. They never used to. And they've recently made an algorithm change about spammy sites. Now, I know most of you here, I don't know everyone that's here, do say hello if I don't know you. I know you don't have a spammy site. I have seen a couple of people with spammy sites that that have just got like, none of you guys, AdWords plastered all over it. So I go to their site, it's very hard to find the content because of that. That's one of the things they look for. If you have a spammy site, any links to your site are going to be demoted in the news feed. They've already had this in place for Facebook advertising. They're cracking down. They're getting stricter on Facebook ads, but this will, according to them, also affect organic reach on your posts. So links to spammy sites with low content is going to be demoted in the news feed. They're going to have a quality filter. Their word is low quality web page experiences, which will include a disproportionate volume of ads relevant to content. So that will be those sites you go to and all they are plastered in ads, tiny little bit of content in the middle. Facebook doesn't like them. Once it's identified those sites, you're not going to see them in your feed. Anything featuring now, I'm sure none of you do this, anything featuring sexually suggestive or shocking content. I'm wondering, will the Daily Mail take a hit on that one? Pages that contain malicious or deceptive ads. So you might not have ads all over the place, but you might have those, you know when you've gone to a dodgy site, don't you? Because all these pop-up windows are all over your screen, or you get sent to another window that you never asked to open before, and it's usually promoting gambling or some dodgy download. That sort of thing, you won't be able to link out of to Facebook anymore. Or well, you will, but it's not going to get any reach. And this final one is for all of us. Are you ready? Use of pop-up ads, it does say ads, or I never know how to say it, interstitial ads, which disrupt the user experience. Now, I know loads of us will have pop-ups on our website. We have them because they convert. We just need to make sure that they're not disruptive. So it's very easy to close them. It's very easy to get out of them. My one, for example, only comes up when you're about to leave the page, or that's how it's supposed to come up. I don't use it on mobile because that's obviously going to get in the way. The content is too big. It takes up too much space. Like Google, who brought in rules about this last year, Facebook are catching up with them now. And I think out of all that, I don't think any of us are going to be featuring sexually suggestive content, or we don't have too many ads, or if we do, that's quite easy to fix. Just look at your pop-ups. Is it easy to get rid of them? Are they getting in the way of people's user experience on your site? All in all, if you've got a good site, you can actually see a bump in the amount of reach your posts get, because the spammy sites will be taken out of the mix. I'm out of time and I feel like I haven't talked to you at all today, but thank you so much for joining. If you want to hear my little song, it's 2 lines long. It's just embracing my jazz voice. You'll find that right at the beginning. Don't forget, if you know somebody that would enjoy this show, would like to hear about this news, do click the share button underneath. You can share it onto your page, in a group, on your personal profile, or even in Messenger if you know somebody that would be interested. I'll be back here again next week. If you want a reminder email, that's the only email that you will have to get from me. Go to spiderworking.com/Facebook Live and you will get an email an hour before each show to remind you to tune in. Until next week, bye-bye.